What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of that Dynamite review show on the Tricology News Talk. I know it's been a while, man, but we've been busy with other projects or other type of business that be going on. But we are back, y'all. And what better time to return for Mania Week? And I know it's going to be crazy, but not only for wrestling fans, wrestling content creators and everything. But we're gonna get all that into that. What's going on this weekend, especially AEW and RH will have a presence in Mania Week, and which is this Friday is the RH Supercard of Honor, and that's going on. And also we'll be covering what happened on Dynamite this week with the return of Adam Cole. But before we get into all of that, please welcome my co-host with the most, Mr. Leland Benford. What's up, bro?
What is up, everybody? We are back. Like Trico said, we have been busy. Trico, how was your trip to Universal last week?
Oh, man, it was really good.
Good, man. Your pictures look like you had a good time.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Cool. So, yeah, we are back. This is Mania week. I'm excited to check out Mania this year and see. It's been a while since I took a peek over at the E and seen like what those guys are doing. So I'm probably going to most likely catch Sunday WrestleMania. My Saturday's kind of booked up, but I'll probably watch Sunday. Then I'll probably watch the Ring of Honor Supercard probably like that Monday, like do the replay and watch that around that time. But yeah, big weekend for wrestling. WrestleMania week is always exciting. So yeah, but speaking of exciting, we had an episode of AEW Dynamite last night. Let's get into that review.
Yeah, for sure. So we started off the night with Jungle Boy Jack Perry defeating Matt Hardy earlier in the night, and the match itself was good for how it went. But I think the bigger story was after the match, and we'll get to that in a second. But and then read the notes here. This notes want to be funny. There we go. There we go. So at the end of the match, it was all Hardy during the picture, but Perry fired back with a drop kick. Page again trying to ran the stretcher, eat the Page. Yeah, not to be confused with Heyman Page. But it was also allowed Hardy to connect with a suplex for two. And for the third time, Page got involved and Hood's music hit. And then the FTW champion started to brawl with Ethan Page. That's it. Finally got into a one-on-one match fairly. Hood tried to hold Hood, but ducked, and then Jungle Boy clocked Hardy outside the ring. And then Perry took advantage with a dive, but back inside. And then Hardy tried the side effects, but Perry countered it with the flamelet and charged it with the forearm back to the head for the victory. And then right before Perry can get his hand raised, MJF's music and the AEW World Champion came to the ring. Now, did you happen to catch the where all of the not all, four of the five pillars came to the ring and then interrupted MJF's permissive, and at the end, MJF getting splat with a cake.
Yeah, that was classic.
Could you see this being the main event of Double or Nothing? The main event.
I mean, that kind of sets you up, right? They kind of set us up. It's like, are we gonna go Jungle Boy, Guevara, Allen, as like that final main one? And what if Allen kind of at that time wins the belt from him? I think Jungle Boy is a good one to start with. He's a natural baby face. Guevara is a heel. Allen is a baby face, but a dark baby face. So this is the best babyface versus heel kind of matchup that they can do. And they did show Darby Allin watching the match to show that he was definitely paying attention to what was going on and watching what's happening between him and MJF. It might be something where they're all kind of involved in the storyline together. But yeah, I think Jungle Boy is a great babyface to his heel.
Yeah, it's all about who can build the most momentum going into a Double or Nothing, especially last week when Darby Allin and his team with Sting and Orange Cassidy got the win last week, because it's all about seeing who can build the best momentum going into Double or Nothing. But when MJF got to the ring, he said it was a Kanye move by Perry to interrupt his bar mitzvah. MJF said Perry had the audacity to say MJF had it easy at AEW and agreed. And he barely wrestles, collecting fat chats and taking private jets to a beautiful Long Island, New York, which Long Island will be the destination for next week's Dynamite. But MJF said Perry gave his blood, sweat, and tears to the fans, but they never really thanked him, not getting the opportunity either. When MJF Perry wrestled at Daly's Place during the pandemic at Double or Nothing Tour 2020, MJF realized he might have met his equal. The advice MJF gave Perry was to ditch his friends and look out for himself. MJF mentioned he had Perry knocked home by Mark Stunt, Dino Dinos, and Christian. When he mentioned Dino Dino, that meant he meant Luchasaurus. AEW could have been the Jack Perry show. 3 years later, MJF is holding the world title, and Perry is still just Jungle Boy. Perry called MJF a selfish, narcissistic piece of shit, and he is going to be the AEW champion on his own way, and not walking up alone every day, hitting the person in the mirror. So the Jungle Boy did mention his MJF's ex fiance again. So MJF congratulated Perry for taking 4 years to talk, calling him weak, and bring up Perry's real life girlfriend Anna Jay, and said she took Perry is weak between the knees, and the fight was on as Perry stomped MJF in the corner, flying him with a lariat before MJF avoids the charging forearm. So this week we saw the which let me just say it was a great promo between MJF and Jungle Boy. Now we already seen that. Now they announced that next week will be MJF Day, and you already know someone's going to come out and interrupt. But the question is it going to be Darby Allin or is it going to be Sammy Guevara? Because with the great promo that we had between MJF and Jungle Boy Jack Perry, I think it's good to try to do each separate one-on-one promo with Darby Allin and Sammy Guevara with MJF to try to build intensity between all these four pillars going into Double or Nothing.
For sure. I think looking at the battleground right now, you do have three young, eager wrestlers coming over for MJF. And I think building up those storylines between not just MJF's relationship with one of them, but MJF's relationship with all three of them will definitely help increase the tension leading up to their next pay-per-view. Because it's not for sure that Jungle Boy is going to be the one. They could technically squash that on a Dynamite episode. You know what I'm saying? They could technically squash that. They can technically have that little showdown, but then something happens where Guevara comes and messes with the match, and it's never a real finish to it. So it's ways that they can definitely stretch out these stories between these guys without giving it away so much for free TV, and really, or could it all end in a fatal four-way at a pay-per-view? So it's a lot of ways that this thing can go down. Now, a fatal four-way, that'd be now. I think because all of these are up and coming stars. Of course, MJF is a big name. All these guys have big names to it. But when you have these younger stars, a fatal four-way match would be a great way to kind of show off all their talent at once. So that would be something that could really help elevate that their matches for those pay-per-views.
Yeah, but if you really think about it, Double or Nothing is AEW's version of WrestleMania, because that was the very first pay-per-view that AEW got started. So it would be good to have your next event be headlined by four of your pillars, of your original pillars, who know to be the future of AEW. So that will be not only the testament to the future, but also your youngest main event competitors that you will ever have. So I definitely think it made sense for to do a fatal four way. They could do one on one sometime in the future, but I think it depends on if they do a fatal four way. I think the question of the matter is that who will take the pinfall loss, because we already know MJF is not losing the title, at least not this year. So it's just a matter of who's getting protected and who's getting the pinfall.
I mean, I think Guevara can definitely take the fall, or Darby got no problem taking the fall. Darby's already dropped the belt a couple of times, so it has, I think they're all kind of okay with losing. It's just about if they're ready to make a change or not, or make a shift. I mean, honestly, I'd be okay with Darby being champ. Darby has been there, since day one. He has really given his body. Not saying none of them have, but if I did have to choose a new champion out of those, I would do Darby. I think the fans will respond the most to that.
We'll see, but
But I think he also is going to have this belt for a minute.
Yep, we'll definitely see how next week's show play out. But we got a video package with Matt Menard and Angelo Parker of the JSS taking the Acclaim and Daddy Ass for a night of the town in St. Louis, a hockey game, cursorial rides, a big dinner, as they made their pitch for Boas and Casser to join the JSS, which was all paid for by Chris Jericho. The Acclaim said they'll have their answer next week. In all honesty, I'm like, why is the Acclaim messing with the JSS? Why are we doing this? Now, we already know that the Guns are in a rivalry with FTR right now. I understand that, but like, this is just way out of the Acclaim's popularity right now to be dealing with this crap. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. The best part of that whole promo though was Daddy Ass, Billy Gunn, sitting there like enjoying the meal. You know what I'm saying? Because I think they know that they're not going to do anything with the JAS. They know that they're not going to, do business with them. So he's just enjoying the free meal. Now, even that little part at the end, like, I hope it's worth it. I hope this is all worth it. So I think what happens is that JAS is going to try to make it seem like they're good guys and taking them out. And then they're going to get mad that they're going to still decline their invitation. And then they have a reason to get mad and say, after all that hospitality we show you, and this is how you treat us, so it kind of has a good little story that can be told later. And also it's good those one guys, Matt Menard and all those guys, they are a tag team. That's how they came in, and, so it's good to see that they're starting to get us a little shine. I don't really like those guys too much, but I can't deny that they're entertaining when they're on screen.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. I just don't know why are they messing with this, but at least they give them something to do until after the FTR and the Guns rivalry storyline. So
right, it's just something to do.
Yeah, but it is what it is. But we got a 6-man tag. It didn't really go too long, but the Blackpool Combat Club, John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, and really completely destroyed the Don Cass and the boys. So yeah, it ended with Moxley had the Anaconda choke on Castle on the floor, while Castagnoli hit a quick wobble bomb on one of the boys for the easy win. So yep, it was just over and done. But that wasn't the last time.
Also, real quick,
yeah,
it was so funny to see like Dalton Castle come out. They had this big entrance. I was really getting into the entrance because their song is a fake version of Radio by Queen. So I was really getting into it and looking at Dr. Castle. Did I just see them come storming out? I'm like, oh, but that went quick. What the heck? I don't even think Dalton got in the ring. Like really one time. I will say this about the heel version of the Blackpool Combat Club. Claudio is kind of like, he's just such a happy looking guy. You know what I'm saying? So like even when he plays heel, he kind of looks like a baby face. And the crowd is even still like not fully booing the Blackpool. They still kind of like they got that baby face kind of rub. I mean, at that point of the night. So but yeah, that was a funny kind of segment because I was really into the entrance. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be a good match, and then boom, attacked, done.
Yeah, but like I said before, this wasn't the only time that we go see that we saw the Blackpool Combat Club earlier in the night. But yeah, moving on. But we got a video package hyping up the IWGP United States Heavyweight Title match between Kenny Omega and Jeff Cobb. And in case you guys haven't known, Jeff Cobb is part of Will Ospreay's crew. So, and you already know who Kenny Omega took the United States Championship off, Will Ospreay. So we might have a story here that could lead up to Forbidden Door, which we might have a rematch from Wrestle Kingdom with Kenny Omega facing Will Ospreay for the IWGP United States Championship at Forbidden Door. So that's where I see this going.
God, I hope so. I hope to get that match on AEW television. That would be great.
Oh yeah, it'll definitely be a banger. So and then Forbidden Door is in June. That's after the Double or Nothing in May. So yeah, just keep an eye because we already have our peaks and clues what could happen at Forbidden Door. This is one of them. So let's hope that that happens in Toronto. But yeah, moving on. Alice Morris was backstage with Heyman Adam Page, who said Nick Jackson suffered a separated shoulder, while Matt Jackson has a potential torn bicep. Morris asked who attacked them, as Page said it was the Blackpool Combat Club. Like, really? You really had to guess that? And then Don Callis entered the picture and apologized for falling down last week. So what happened last week is Don Callis was trying to talk to Heyman Page. It was like, no, stop. And then he didn't really fall accidentally. Yeah, people say he kind of fall on purpose to make it look like that Page attacked him. So when Kenny making realize that when Don Callis was on the floor and he thought that Page attacked Don Callis. So you guys didn't look at it any other way, but yeah, Don came to try to apologize for falling down last week, as he is to try to extend his hand to Page. Moxley, Castagnoli, and Yuta ran in and attacked Page. Cassius tried to offer his hand, but he was clubbed by Moxley's forearm and was busted open in the process. So I don't know, man. You can't be too short about Don Callis. So, but it could go either way because I don't know because we have seen in the past he tried to recruit Kosei Takeshita. I don't know how that business is still going, but I feel this might be a setup. I feel like this might be a setup where Don Callis turns on Kenny Omega and the Elite and actually join the Blackpool Combat Club. Now, Don Callis ain't no William Regal, but even though the Blackpool Combat Club are good by themselves, but to have an advocate by their side like William Regal did, boy, they gonna be a dominant group once again.
Yeah, for sure.
So before we get to our next match, Tony Schiavone walked up to Kenny Omega before his entrance and told him that Don Callis and Heyman Adam Page was tapped backstage by the Blackpool Combat Club. Omega seemed shocked, but had to clear his head as his music hit, which he played his New Japan theme as he walked in to defend his IWGP United States title against Jeff Cobb. Well, I would say after the commercial break, that's when the match actually kicked in together. Like it was a very evenly matched, like between the two. Jeff Cobb looked strong, yeah, and Omega was strong too, as well. But in the end, it was Kenny Omega, well, who picked up the win using the one wing angel, and then got the win. So but after the match, Moxley, Casanova, and Yuta surrounding the ring like the old WWE Shield days when it was John Moxley as Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. So yeah, you kind of guys get the drift there. And then as they were about to attack Omega, the music from Bryan Danielson hit, and he ran the ring. Danielson told his BCD buddies to back off as Danielson offered his hand to Omega to pull him up. Omega accepted, and as Yuta distracted Kenny Omega long enough to turn his back, and then Danielson hit the Bushido knee, and then quickly applied the label lock while everyone else took out the security. Danielson had a big smile on his face as Omega was left motionless, screaming that Omega is everything that is wrong with wrestling. So, Bryan Danielson is back, and he is back with his Blackpool Combat Club buddies. So, we are finally planting the seeds here for the Elite versus the Blackpool Combat Club in a blood and guts match.
Yeah, I see that happening with Hangman on the side of the Elite. Look at that. Don Callis was trying to keep, I think Don Callis' motives was trying to get Kenny Omega to just worry about his singles career. And look, the Blackpool Combat Club is kind of making it where Kenny needs help. He needs friends. He needs people he can depend on. So now, first off, I love seeing Hangman and Moxley go at it. Those are just two white boys who like to punch each other in the face. And I love watching it. But having the Elite a part of it, you know, I mean, that's just going to be, you know, take it to over the top. And I think the Blackpool Combat Club, you know, this is a perfect match for them. It'd be the first blood and guts without Jericho. You know, and that's fine. It needs to evolve and move on. But I think, yeah, I think you're right. It's setting up for this big faction battle at Blood and Guts.
Yeah, but it's gonna be 4-on-4, or it's gonna be 5-on-5, and where does Jose DeCatsa fit into this story? Is he gonna join the Blackpool Combat Club, or is he gonna help aid in the Elite? So something got to give there. So I do believe that with the Elite, you have Kenny Omega, you have the Bucks, and then you have Heyman and Page. We're going to get at least two more people on each side.
I can see that.
Yeah. But then we got a video package of FTR challenging the Guns for the AEW Tag Team titles was shown. The Guns said they used to see FTR as heroes. But then when they met them, the only heroes that they ever had was their father, and everyone saw them for what they did to him. Next week will be the AEW Tag Team title match where if FTR loses, they leave AEW.
Scary. Well, you know, there's those rumors that, you know, FTR is on their way out in April. So, I mean, this might set it up. That's kind of embarrassing, them getting beat by the Guns to leave AEW. I don't think anyone saw that coming, you know, 3 years ago. But it could be a testament from Tony Khan making a statement saying, like, you know, I don't know what the relationship is like between FTR and TK. I don't know what the relationship is like with FTR and the guys in the back. But maybe this is TK trying to make a statement. He is the dungeon master of his world. He can make matches and make people lose to whoever he wants them to. I would hate to see FTR go out to such a rookie team for their last match, but maybe it's a big shock, and then FTR wins the belt. We figure out they're staying with AEW. So it really is just kind of figuring, seeing how it plays out. But it'd be a shame for them to lose to the Gun Club. That would be kind of a stain on their career and probably a reason why they would never go back to AEW if they have to, job out to these kids. So it'd be interesting to kind of see how that plays out. But hopefully, we're shocked in a good way. Now, if they beat FTR, put some respect on the Gun's name. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, but this could be a sign that that FTR might win.
Yeah, it definitely could be. But I don't know what their I don't know what their contract looks like and if they're gonna be going through that.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But Orange Cassidy, the international champion, defending his title against the Butcher, and then came out on top with the Orange Punch and the Beach Break to pick up the victory. And a lot of this took place during the commercial, but Cassidy was able to survive the outside interference. Butcher controlled his majority, was in control of the majority of the match, but looked good doing so. Post-match, Excalibur did mention how Cassidy resorted into some uncharacteristic tactics, perhaps that his title reign could be catching up to him. Well, he did have to because he's facing a guy that's more stronger and more bigger than him. So I kind of understand why he would do that. But let me just say this: no disrespect to Will Hobbs and the TNT title, but Orange Cassidy has been making that international championship the workhorse title as it should be.
100%. And he's really doing a good job with adding some prestige to this title because all the matches are good matches. When he comes out and he gets that Orange Cassidy pop, you look forward to seeing what he's about to do, and seeing the match unfold. I mean, he had a good match last night with the Butcher of all people. I mean that match was entertaining. I felt like I knew Butcher wasn't going to win, but he felt like a real threat because Orange Cassidy did a really good job of making him feel very dangerous, and making him feel like he could take him out if he's not careful. So I mean, yeah, really good job with Orange Cassidy and how he's taking this international championship and making it his own thing. I feel like he is the first one to hold that belt under that new name, and he's doing a good job setting the precedence for it.
Yep, yeah, absolutely. So it's gonna be hard to see who actually take that belt of Orange Cassidy. My guess is if Jay White comes to AEW, that would be my take to take the title off from Orange Cassidy.
That's interesting. That would be a hell of a damn rivalry between those two. Those guys couldn't be more different than that's apples and oranges for sure. So that'd be polar. No pun intended, but that'd be polar opposites.
Yep. And then we have Leland's weakness, Jade Cargill.
Damn right.
Yeah. And we got a video package, and she's with Mark Sterling and Leda Gray, was talking about how Tyra Valkyrie has been laying people out with her finishing move to Jade and breaking Sterling's nose in the process. That happened on Rampage last week. So Tyra Valkyrie has a match on Rampage coming up, and Sterling will have his legal possessor with him to handle things. Bruh, anything with Mark Sterling, get involved on my television, please. Get involved on my television. Now, if you're gonna ask me, do I think Tyra Valkyrie could be the one to break Jay's streak? Yes and a no. The reason I say no, because I still lean on to maybe some actual home AEW homegrown talent to beat Jay's undefeated streak. But at the same time, yes, maybe, because you could have a developing story there, but between the two, and they do it right. So that's why I'm in a yes or no predicament here.
Okay. I mean, it looks like she's finally got a really good battle. I mean, you know, Tyra Valkyrie is well established. She's a veteran. She trained in Mexico. I mean, like she has all the credentials to becoming the next TBS champion, and she's fun. I like her swag. I like her style. I think Jade definitely has a real threat here, and not a bad person to drop the belt to be honest.
But we'll see. Well, what's going to happen between the two down the line? But and speaking, before we get to the to the next match of the women's division, Juice Robinson talk about his match with Action Andretti this Friday on Rampage. Every punch he connect will be a statement to Ricky Starks, as this will be a small test of what Starks will go through next week on Dynamite.
I like Juice Robinson. I like his promos. And his like I like that he's like super intense. He just reminds me of a classic wrestler. That mid Carter type wrestler that's just exciting to see. Just fun to look at. I think yeah, I like that guy. I think he's in a perfect rivalry with Ricky Starks. So I'm just excited to see where this goes and see their match in New York and all that fun stuff.
He reminds me of the loose cannon Brian Pillman.
A little bit. He definitely has Brian Pillman energy. I would agree with that statement for sure.
Yeah. And then we got former friends going head to head with Ruby Soho versus Willie Nightingale. So the match was pretty good, but what kind of took away from it was the interference from Saraya and Tony Storm. If we didn't really have that interference, the match would have been great. So definitely Will and Nightingale have been stepping up lately. So it definitely has the story there between the AEW homegrown talent versus the Outcasts, as it should be. But I don't think Will and Nightingale go be part of the AEW homegrown team. But we haven't established it yet who's actually going to be on the team and who's going to be on the rest of the members joining the Outcast, as we try to set this up for the first ever women's Blood and Guts match. But we'll get to that down the line. But
real quick with this Outcast group, I love the logo. I love the green and black. I hope TK allows them to do goofy things like DX and things like NWO. Let's take some of the best from both groups and let these ladies kind of run with it and see where it goes, because I think they really do have an opportunity to do something real cool with this group. I mean, Ruby looked great last night. The green and black is really working for all of them. So like you were saying, like the last time you spoke, maybe this is going towards a woman's Blood and Guts match as well. But yeah, I really like the Outcast group. I hope they kind of let them do little goofy things like a takeover type thing, or something to kind of show some fun personality, not just a beat 'em up personality, but something that shows a little something.
Yeah. So and the Outcast scored a W tonight with Ruby Soils stealing the win with a roll up, and then the feet on the ropes to pick up a victory over Willie Nightingale. And then after the match, Soho pulled out the spray paint. Well, there was going to use the spray paint, but instead they used the steel chair. But before any damage could be done, Sky Blue and Riho sprinting to the ring and put up a brief fight before Blue was sent to the floor Rio was held up about to be spray painted until the AEW Women's World Champion Jamie Hayter made the save and clean house for the woman that she will defend the title next week against Rio. Hager and Rio shook hands as Rio singled the title will be hers the next week. So yeah, I would say yeah, we need to establish the AEW Women's more title more. Like not let it be like a like the lonely kid on the side of the playground while we're doing this AEW homegrown versus outcast rivalry group. And you know we need to kind of establish a little bit more and establish Jamie Hayter's reign, not it to be on the sidelines. I'm kind of like how they doing it. They like giving her more title defenses, and then just like not really defending the title in like during her reign.
And you know, Jamie gets a great pop when her music hits. Like, you know, she is really over with the crew. Like, and you know what? Honestly, AEW did something very unique that I haven't really seen in other wrestling companies when it comes to the women division. Is that Britt Baker seems absolutely happy that her friend Jamie Hayter is champion and not jealous or not bitter, but genuinely happy and know how to support. And it really does show the kind of star quality of Britt Baker a little bit because, you know, it didn't go that typical route. It really went in a way where, yeah, Britt can be that close to that belt and be that close to the championship and not have to be that classic storyline where she's like, you know, Triple H and Batista. You know what I mean? Or no, Randy, I would say Randy Orton and Triple H. You know, remember that whole thing when Randy Orton won the belt and Triple H was happy, Batista put him on his shoulders, and then, you know, it went down from there with Evolution. So, you know, it's showing a different kind of star quality of Britt Baker that she can still be in her lane and shine even without that belt. So it was interesting. I would say this: the Outcast has definitely elevated the women's division since being there, and I look forward to see how their stories kind of play out now. Now that there's this faction, this group, these people, and what we was talking last time, where does Mercedes fit into all of this if she even has a place in there somewhere?
Like I said, Mercedes need to debut at Forbidden Door. That's where you can get everybody's attention.
True.
Yeah.
I don't argue that. I think that'd be a great idea.
Yeah. So and speaking of champions, we got a quick video package highlighting Powerhouse Hobbs and his recent TNT title defenses that he's been having on Rampage. And he said that the TNT title is never leaving its weight. So let me just say this. We need to establish the TNT title championship more. So I hope Will Hobbs gets at least a decent reign. I don't know if he's gonna have a reign like what Miro did with the TNT championship, but we need to establish the title a little bit more, and hopefully Will Hobbs can do that.
Yeah, definitely. We need a little bit more. Um, we need a little more competition going on.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the main event: Adam Cole, baby, versus the JSS's Daniel Garcia. Now, this is Adam Cole's first match since Forbidden Door last year.
Adam Cole got a huge pop when he came out there. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. In certain it definitely
Huge
in certain spots, he kind of took it safe out there, but still look good, but still look good in the process because I know this is his first match back. You don't want to be taking any
Too
hard spots.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I did think at the end of the match it was a little unnecessary to kind of do the streamers and all of that type of stuff. I'm like, what is all this? What's happening? Like my wife was like, did he win something? And I was like, no, he's just back, I guess. Uh so it was a little extreme for me to see how they went all out for that kind of reaction to that. But I think, I really do see Tony Khan putting a lot of things onto Adam Cole's shoulders, per se. I do think they're going to be kind of putting him with more of a kind of Shawn Michaels is kind of putting the company on his back. Adam Cole definitely has a title reign in front of him. So we'll just see kind of how the audience keeps reacting to him. But the audience freaking loves him. He's really over with the wrestling community, not just because of his in-ring performance, but because of his awesome mic skills. Also, he just connects with the base of wrestling fans, the gaming and all other type of things. So yeah. So it is just definitely interesting to see the direction they're going to be going with him.
Yeah. And well, we definitely had a direction where Adam Cole is going. But before we get into that, Adam Cole picked up the victory in his first night back over Daniel Garcia, with Garcia trying to do the super kick, but Cole hit the Panama Sunrise, followed by the boom, and then definitely got the win there. So,
also, by the way, I'm such a fan of Daniel Garcia. The way he comes out just full, like he's ready to fight. He just remind me of that street kid on every block that just ain't got no daddy at home and mama always working. And he's just this little like trash kid who just want to fight every damn body. That's the vibe I get from him. And I feel like that's something. Anytime I talk about Daniel Garcia, I always say that kid has something that you just can't teach. He has a genuine chip on his shoulder. He's a product of his environment. And man, when he comes out, it just looked like he is ready for a scrap. And it was a really good match last night between these two.
yeah, absolutely. And then after the match, Britt Baker came to the ring and Kids Coles as streamers was fell into the ring. But then Chris Jericho music as he power walked to the ring and helped Garcia outside before slightly glanced back at Cole. Jericho and Garcia made their way to the back, and as Excalibur got one final All Access plug in. So, like I said, we definitely got our first feud for Adam Cole here. So
yeah,
and this
also
could be the match.
Jericho versus Cole is great, by the way.
That could be the match for Double or Nothing.
Cole got his whole Bay thing from Jericho. So having these two just go back on the microphones would be a great great for TV, But having these two back, having these two go at it, that's the rivalry I'm willing to watch.
Yeah, because I don't want to put Adam Cole in the world title feud just yet. And just give him something to do, like get his feet wet in order to be in contention for the world title picture.
For sure. But no, last night episode was really good. Wednesday's episode was really good. Did you get a chance to check out All Access at all? Did you watch a little bit of it?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was
good.
Yeah, it was kind of replacement from Road to the Top. So yeah,
I like this better than Rose from the Top, to be honest. Only because I feel like this kind of is like a more serious BTE, where we can get to see a little bit behind the scenes. So but yeah, I really do I like how they put it together and how it's coming together so far. So I like this better than Rose from the Top. This is something I can watch weekly.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have our lineup for Rampage. Sammy Guevara takes on Costa de Casa. Juice Robinson battle at Action Andretti. Best Friends goes against the Kings of the Black Throne. And Tyra Valkyrie goes against Marina Shafir. And then Dynamite next week, we have Jamie Hayter defends the AEW Women's World Title against Rio. Ricky Starks takes on Juice Robinson. And then we got a MJF Day. We'll hear from the Blackpool Combat Club. And then FTR versus the Guns in a career versus title match for the AEW tag team titles. And then the big one. We have RH, Super Card of Honor, and that would be actually tonight. That'll be actually going on, and then our first and then we have our lineup here. We got the Reach for the Sky, Jay Briscoe Memorial Ladder Match to determine new RH World Tag Team Champions. We have the Lucha Bros versus Top Flight versus the Kingdom versus Aussie Open and versus the Love and Bushi. Sorry if I pronounced the name. And then we got a 6-man tag team match for the RH World 6-man tag team championship with the Ambassador versus AR Farsh, Blake Christian, and Matetti. Then we got the RH World Television Championship match with Samoa Joe versus Mark Briscoe. Then we got the RH Women's World Women's World Championship with Theta versus Yoko Tazaki. Then we got the RH Pure Championship match with Willa Yuta versus Ketcho Sabeda. And then we got the AAA Mega Championship with the LH Vengango versus Commander. Then we got Humberto Tanahashi versus Daniel Garcia. And then the main event with the RH World Championship with Claudio Casanova versus Eddie Kingston.
And that's tonight. That's Friday.
Yeah.
Bet. So like well, it's gonna be a slam packed weekend for wrestling fans. No matter what kind of wrestling you like, there's gonna be something going on that you most likely will like because it's gonna be all different types of wrestling going on this weekend. So yeah, it's gonna be a slam packed grand slam weekend. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and then of course let's lay out how the weekend's gonna go. Friday night, you got the SmackDown Go Home show for WrestleMania, and then after that, you got the WWE Hall of Fame ceremony, and then of course RH Super Card of Honor. That's Friday tonight, and then Saturday you got NXT Stand and Deliver, and then WrestleMania Night 1, and then Sunday WrestleMania Night 2. So that's your schedule there for WrestleMania weekend. So that's your schedule.
A lot of wrestling happening. All right. Well, yeah. So what did you think about last night's episode, Trico?
Yeah, pretty good. Adam Cole looked good there. So we got his first feud back with Chris Jericho. We're definitely lining things up for not only Double or Nothing and also for Forbidden Door in a couple of months. So I like where they're going here, and I'm definitely looking forward to the Super Card of Honor, and yeah, I already did my predictions on the Respect the Comment podcast. You guys that which our new episode will be debuting this weekend on Friday, so you can check out there. But other than that, man, it's gonna be a crazy weekend. Definitely looking forward.
Yes, indeed. All right. Well, we got anything else we can plug, guys? I know if you guys have listened to this podcast and to these reviews, you know we've been working on a project called Empathy. Empathy is slated to come out in July, so we are going to be having a lot of more information come out soon. We're getting ready to start our marketing and PR phase. So if you haven't already followed our Facebook page or Instagram, go check out Empathy Film. This is something that we are planning on putting out. I don't know if we announced that we have Anthony Ogogo in the movie, but we do have Anthony Ogogo in the movie. We did get a chance to meet him and chat with him and work with him. Awesome talent. Yeah, this is something we're hoping that wrestling fans go on to support, that wrestling fans like. I do have some wrestling in the movie for a brief second. So, check it out when it comes out, guys. But yeah, we're really excited to release this to you guys and put it out.
Yeah, absolutely. And then of course, yeah, guys, stay tuned for another episode of the regular scheduling of the Tricology News Talk. We'll have more news there and updates as well. But other than that, he is Leland and I'm Trico, and we'll see y'all soon, y'all. Have a great WrestleMania weekend, and we'll see y'all soon.
Peace.